Okay, so we're going to use a C-clamp and we're going to open it up. Okay, you're going to put one end on one side of the rim. You can see it right there. You want the other end on the other side. And you want to look at this scale right here. Right now it's reading like 6. It's upside down, but it's 6. Right here and on there. Right on the edge, 6. That's 6 inches. So the rim is 6 inches wide. So we're going to dial in 6. Okay, and the last measurement is how big is the rim. Right now it says 16.9. Because that number was 15 on the tire, that's the rim size. We're going to dial that down to 15. All right, so we're all ready now to turn the machine on. The way we're going to do that is we're going to close this hood. This just protects us when the tire is spinning. And sometimes it'll automatically start spinning, and sometimes on some machines you're going to have to hit the start button, which is that green button right there. So I'm going to push that. Let's make sure everything's tight. If it comes up with that display right there, loose, that means we didn't tighten it all the way. Let me try that again. Okay, so I'm going to tighten that up. Okay, want to make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, so again, you can step on that pedal on the floor, push on this, make sure it's nice and tight. Let's close the lid again. And we're going to hit the start button. Okay, you can see what the machine's doing right now. Okay, so it figures it out pretty quick. It only spins for about 10 seconds. On the display now, it says on both sides of the rim, there's a number 1.00, there's a 1.00. That's how much weight they want us to add to this tire rim assembly to balance it. So how do we know where to put the weight? And what we talk about with weights, let me show you what weights look like. There's a couple different kind of weights. This here is a typical weight that you might see on a tire. If you can see the number, it says 0.5. So that's a half an ounce actually. Okay, we're gonna find one that's a one ounce. It's gonna be a little bigger. Here's a weight that says 1.75. That one's a little too heavy. Okay, so we're looking for one that's 1 ounce. Let's see. I'm gonna get some new weights right now, or using some old ones. You can reuse the weights, but what we do is try to organize them and put them in the right spots. So we're gonna make that priority, get everything organized. We don't wanna really waste time looking through our pile of weights, looking for the right size. Now there are a couple different kind of weights. This one here, if you look at the ear on the back that mounts onto the rim, it's kind of tall. If you look at that little curled part there, that's for a thicker rim. That would be like for an aluminum rim. This rim here is a steel rim. So we're gonna need a shorter side. If you look at this here is a lot closer. And this would be the kind of weight that we need to put on there. All right, this one's a one ounce. I don't know if you can see the number on there. Let's see. There we go. So that's 1.0. Okay, what we're gonna do is you're gonna turn the wheel and tire until this little bar right here is lined up with that arrow. So as you can see, when I move this, you can see that that spins around. Okay, the idea is to bring it around. And if you look right now, when I'm off it, it's that arrow isn't lit up. But when I'm right on that arrow, the arrow turns green. that's exactly where you want it to be. If you're off here, that's no good. If it looks like this, where it's like blinking, if you look at the indicator right now, you can see it's blinking. That means you're 180 degrees off. You got to spin the tire all the way around, get it a solid bar. So as you can see here, I'm spinning the tire around, and you want it right on that arrow. Okay, next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the weight, and it's going to be mounted right on the top here. So if you look at the relationship of the tire, we're putting the weight right up here on the top. Okay, so what I'll do, let me grab the hammer. Hold on for a second. So we're going to put the weight right up here. I'll show you how we're going to do this. You can see that I'm holding it there. I kind of put it right on the top. Now it's not going to stay there by itself, so we have to actually hit it on with the hammer. So we're going to just tap it on so it's on there good. You can see what I did. Okay, if I turn the machine on again, let me close the lid and we'll turn the machine on again. Let's see what it says. All right, if you notice now, the one side says 0.00, the other side still says 1. That's because this side is balanced now. If it had any number there other than 0, that means we have to add weight wherever it is needed, and that would bring it to 0. So this side, I'm looking for another 1 ounce weight for the other side. Let's see if we have another weight. Again, we're digging around in old weights here. We have a lot of old weights in here. It's probably a good place to look. Let's grab this. These are weights from other tires. These are fairly expensive, so we like to reuse them. This is a 1 ounce. If you look on this weight, you'll see there's a 1 on there. Okay, so we can use this one. All right, so we're gonna open this up. How do we know where to put it? I'm gonna spin the wheel until it reads. This bar on this side now lit up the green arrow. That means it's gonna be on the top of this side now. So I'm gonna put the weight right up here. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to hammer it on. So I just stuck it on there for now. And basically you're gonna take your weight hammer, hit it on there. Okay, now we're going to close the lid again. And we're going to hit start. Okay, so tire spinning. All right, and now if you look at the reading on the balancer, we got 0 on both sides. So that indicates that the tire is now balanced. So at this point, we can take a look at it and make sure everything looks okay. What we can try is an experiment here. If we just take another weight, let's try, we'll just pick any old weight, just as a kind of a test of our machine to see how accurate it is. All right, let's see. All right, so this is another 1 ounce weight. As you can see here, if you look at the weight, you can see a 1.0 there. I'm just going to randomly put it on here just as an experiment. I'm going to hammer it on. Okay, I want to see if the machine is accurate. So if I was balanced and I just added another weight of 1 ounce, this machine should say it's off by 1 ounce because I added another extra ounce. So let's see if that's true. So I'm going to close that, turn the machine on. Okay. So the specifications allow plus or minus 0.25. So that means you can be off by 0.25 means you can be as high as 1.25 to 0.75. That's within a window of 0.25 of 1. So that means that our machine is calibrated okay. I would like it to say 1, but again, it's plus or minus 0.25. Now, if it's truly right, the weight that I just put on there should be on the opposite side. Let's see where it is when I come around. All right, so right there is where it's saying I need weight. So right up top here. So I bet you if we look down here, guess what's down at the bottom? That's the weight I just installed. So it's actually wanting us to put a weight here to counteract the weight of that extra 1 ounce weight that I just hammered on there. So that makes sense. I'm gonna take this one off again, and again, we're gonna use this other side of the tool. The weight hammer has a little claw thing here. That's gonna hook into this hole. If you look closely at the weight, you can see a hole on the top. So this part of the tool goes inside that hole, like that. You can see it. And you're just gonna kind of peel it off. Okay, if I close the cover again, and I hit the start button, since I took the extra weight off, it should say 0, 0 again, which is where we want to be. So we're at balance again, 0, 0.